I smell a roast.
But this week, I wanted to roast something that just started, which is No Shave November. Now, I'm not roasting No Shave November. I want to roast beards in general, but I did do a little digging on No Shave November, and I found out that last year, this little internet holiday, let's call it, actually legitimized itself and partnered up with the American Cancer Society. So their idea is that at the beginning of the month, you shave, and then you don't shave for the entire month, and whatever money you would normally spend on your shaving products, you donate that to cancer.org, which is the American Cancer Society. And while Demon and myself are not going to be shaving, because we don't usually shave, we are going to donate. We're going to donate $20 a piece on, which is basically what we would spend on a shaving for a month. It's actually a little bit more because we don't really use that many products.
I guess you could take up a portion of the money that I spend on the razor that I buy
Right.
once every
There's
year.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're each gonna donate $20 a piece, so $40 from Fuel by Deathcast at the end of the month, and we encourage everybody to go on over to cancer.org and donate this month as well because it's a great cause. But speaking of beards, I wanted to roast beards because beards are weird. Weird beards. It's something that society has revered and vilified back and forth forever.
It's so strange because a beard to me is always just like, it's there.
Right.
It doesn't define me.
Right.
I like to mold it so I look proper.
Right.
But I beard or not, I'm still just as manly with or without the beard. But some men define their manliness with a beard.
It's true.
It's
and
so strange.
So, and what I'm getting at is throughout history, it has either been considered a symbol of manliness, of virility, of masculinity, or the other side of it, it's a symbol of savagery, of uncivilization, of that other side of it. And I want to go down a little bit of it. But this first picture actually is ancient Mesopotamia. They devoted great care to their beards in ancient Mesopotamia, oils and elaborate ringlets in their beards, and it was like this whole thing of fashion, not even fashion, just status, of having that kind of thing, which I thought was cool. Go over to ancient Egypt. Not only did some of the higher class have beards in ancient Egypt, but I'm sure you've seen all of the sarcophagi and all that kind of stuff. That metal beard, that was a thing that they wore. They would tie it up into their hair.
Whoa.
So that metal beard would sit on the bottom of their chin, and both kings and queens would wear that. But then it would almost have a strap that would go up around their ear and tie.
Wait, did they put beards in it?
No, actually, a lot of them were clean shaven because they were so young. A lot of the kings and queens, and so to still have that status symbol, they had the golden beard almost, or the gilded beard, which was kind of weird.
That's weird. Weird beard.
Weird beard. In ancient India, long beards were considered a symbol of dignity and wisdom, always in their depictions, of their deities, and beards are very another thing in religion, where one hand of religion is beards are awesome, and the other hand is no beards in our religion kind of thing. It's this dichotomy, this weird dichotomy of just facial hair. It's weird.
I think it really just boils down to beards make your face look big, and big faces get more authority.
It's true. It's true. Also, another ancient time, obviously I gotta bring up ancient Greece, because it was a symbol of virility, and it was also completely centered around their religion. This is a sculpture of the god Zeus. Also, think of Spartans. Think of, the ancient Greek men. They all had, these big beards. That was their culture. But in the time of Alexander the Great, shaving the beard became the custom, and only philosophers as a profession retained having beards. The reason being, Alexander believed that if his soldiers had beards, it was a way that the enemies could grab hold of them in battle.
That's good thinking.
So he decided that all of his soldiers would be clean-shaven to not give them that leg up.
Well, he must have seen soldiers who died in that fashion and decided, hey, that's just one more way we can be killed, and I'm not willing to settle for that.
It's
I
true.
like that thinking.
I do too. Also, it came back, though. Think of the Middle Ages in Europe with the Knights Templar and knights. When you were a knight in the Middle Ages, a beard was a sign of masculinity, of badassery, I guess, virility, honor. And at this time, just holding another man's beard was considered a horrible offense, to the point where you would get into a duel with another person just by...
Don't do it.
See? It would be bad news. It'd be bad news.
Yeah, you're right. There was just something in my DNA that ignited when you reached over for my beard. It's not good. But would you think that was a common happenstance where some dude would just say, hey, nice beard? And...
I guess it would be a happenstance to piss somebody off. You really wanted to go, piss somebody off. You'd go up to them and yank their beard or whatever, and then it would be like a fight, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
During the 15th century, it flipped again. Most European men were cleanly shaven in the 15th century. But then, cut to another 100 years later, and beards were allowed to grow to incredible lengths. It flips almost every single century. Now, I'm bringing this up as well. The Viking culture. Obviously, the beards were everything, you know, and that was their entire culture.
And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because it was fucking cold.
Exactly. And that's the truth. It wasn't just about virility. It wasn't just about masculinity. It was like, let's be as hairy as possible because we live in a barren wasteland.
Yeah.
Why do you think they wouldn't try to conquer things that were warmer weather?
And I'll tell you what. During the colder months, when I'm outside, the wind's blowing, this beard makes a big difference.
Definitely. And then by the 17th century, beards were shorter again, and Peter the Great in Russia actually even proposed a tax on beards to ensure that his countrymen were clean-shaven. So if you had a beard, you had to pay a tax.
Weird.
So people obviously opted to be clean-shaven, so they didn't do that. But then it flipped again. And by the 19th century, men of class were usually clean-shaven, but then it was adopted by world leaders and cultural icons to have beards again. And that was like going back to Russia, Russia's Alexander III with his big old beard. Charles Dickens, he had that iconic like goatee-ish kind of beard, and obviously Karl Marx, big bushy beard.
Oh yeah, the big one, huh?
Yeah. But then cut again to the early 20th century, and clean-shaven's the deal again. It's just flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. Clean-shaven all again, and it remained that way into the 50s, to the beatnik generation.
Oh.
And most famous of that is probably Allen Ginsberg, the beatnik poet there. But a lot of people started bringing that beard back. And by the end of the 20th century, into the 21st, the beard has made almost a full comeback back into popular culture. Starting, goatee-wise out of the 50s and, like that kind of thing with mustache, no mustache. And now it's really getting back into almost the full beard look is a thing again.
Well, like even with like in come the hipster
thing.
Yeah.
I do have a couple examples. This is a brand new show that's about to hit called Nightfall. That is Mark Hamill there, sporting an incredible beard.
Wow.
I think I also have, Father Zach Wilde making beards look incredibly
He's got a great beard.
Freaking cool
on
stage. And obviously all the beards roaming Westeros.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they're just all over popular
Once again, it's
culture.
cold.
Yeah.
By the way, if you go more south in
Westeros.
it becomes like in King's
Although
Landing.
the Dothraki, they've got it, they definitely had their beard culture for sure. So.
Yeah, but they were east.
Yeah, but it's pretty interesting. I looked this up too. The world record beard was held by this guy.
Whoa.
In 1927. Hans Langseth. When he died, it was 5.33 meters.
Wow.
Which is pretty long for a frickin' beard. And nobody's beaten that yet. So somebody out there's got to beat that world record.
If you do, you're gross.
That's true.
Gross.
If you do, that is kind of gross. I also found out that the World Beard and Mustache Championships are held every year. This year, May 17th through the 19th in Belgium.
Those guys get wild.
Yeah, like this guy. That was a guy.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
I've got a couple other ones. This guy made a windmill and a bicycle out of his beard, which is just crazy, right?
You mispronounce gross.
Gross. Let's see what else I've got. Oh, here's yeah.
I hate that guy.
Yeah,
I don't know
me
who
too.
he is. I hate him.
Like, come on. Like, I'm all for like having like a big beard, but like this gets just crazy.
It's when you take silly things way too seriously.
Let's see if I can piss D-Man off a little bit more. Yeah, that's just wrong. This is a thing now in 2018. It's
Is that cocaine,
thing.
Jeffrey?
No, it's just glitter. It would be better if it was cocaine.
It's glitter?
Glitter, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, I'm all for letting your freak flag fly, but yeah, I don't get it. I just don't get it, guys.
I don't even want to punch this guy in the face for fear of getting glitter on my fist.
I don't get it. There's a guy out there who's making a living with his beard. His name, funnily enough, is Mr. Incredibeard. And you've probably seen this meme going around. That's real. That he really fashioned his beard into a bowl and is
It's
eating.
also super gross.
Super gross. But I have some other photos of him doing things with his beard, like being able to put solo cups in there so he can play beer pong off his beard, apparently.
I hate this guy so
Yeah.
much.
Here's one that'll make you hate him more.
God damn it.
Let's see. What else I got to piss you off? How about that one? You'd look good like that, D-Man.
No.
No. And finally, this one, which is just giving me nightmares all over the place.
That one's kind of funny. I like that one.
Of course, D-Man likes the nightmare
I don't
one.
know why I like that one.
But yeah, it's so weird that, like...
Weird beard.
Weird beard. It's just weird that something like a beard has flip-flopped consistently through history. You know, like...
Yeah, it kind of seems like it becomes some sort of standard where it's like, we're not savages. Everybody has to be clean shaven. And then a few people who are intelligent and successful who say, I don't care what other people are doing. I'm going to let my facial hair grow. And then everybody goes, look at that smart guy grow a beard. I'm going to grow a beard too.
And you nailed it. The one true factor throughout all of history that seems to continually follow the beard, especially the long beard, is being a parallel with intelligence, either the philosopher or the scientist or the theologian. You know, the guy, the old grizzled guy with the white beard, you kind of like give him a little bit of a pass and go, oh, he probably knows what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, I think it's...
Which is weird, right?
I think it shows somebody's, I don't know, what their obligations are. If it's somebody who like needs to be clean shaven and is tied up in the vanity of showing their face bare, compared to somebody who doesn't really give a fuck about what anybody thinks and just lets their facial hair grow, whether or not somebody cares about it or not. Like, look, I don't have time to shave. I got to think. I got to figure shit out.
It's true.
I don't have to worry. I don't want to worry about this shit. And then there's a handful of people that go, look at that smart guy.
Yeah.
And they just copy him.
And that's the other thing, like with hair in general, like the people who are, you know, some of the smartest of our generation and generations past, they always had wily hair and crazy beards because, like you said, like they don't have time to worry about it. They're worrying about, you know, figuring out scientific shit that none of us can figure out.
Yeah, I remember even when I had long hair, it was like, I don't want to worry about this anymore.
Right.
I don't want to care about doing my hair up every day.
Ugh.
And that changed almost because of what Alexander the Great was doing.
Yeah.
When I started doing jiu-jitsu, my hair started getting pulled out of my head. People
So
were
you're like,
using it
nope.
to pin my head down. I
Yep.
remember one time I tried to like sit up and roll this guy, and my hair was pinned to the mats. And I was like, no, we're done.
Nope.
We're done with long hair.
Done here.
And that's the last time I had long hair.
So right now, beards are back in style as of 2018. I mean, it seems to be a very socially accepted thing. There are world leaders. There are pop cultural icons. You know,
When's the last time we had a president with a beard? It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Good question.
It's been a long time.
Good question. Woodrow Wilson, maybe?
Wow, that's reaching pretty far back.
Yeah, but that's a good question. But there are a lot of world leaders out there that do have beards.
Absolutely.
But you're right, from a presidential standpoint. And you know what? Before Abraham Lincoln, it was considered not a good thing to be the president of this country and have a beard. Abraham Lincoln was the first one to be like, screw you guys, I'm keeping my beard.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
And I don't know if you've ever seen pictures of Abraham Lincoln without his beard. It's like, dude, grow the beard.
Yeah, and I think it probably what did he have? He had like pox or
something. He had like pop marks and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
so the beard helped with that.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so I mean, we're in a beard resurgence, and who knows? Maybe in our lifetime we'll see it kind of dip back down again and go up. And
it just bugs me when pop culture is like beard, no beard, and it's like, who cares? Just do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Don't get wrapped up in what everybody else thinks is a cool idea.
You know who's never gotten wrapped up in that? Santa Claus.
You're right.
Santa Claus has always been like, I don't care what the world thinks. I'm fucking Santa Claus.
He's fucking fake.
For the kids.